Well, yesterday, Barnes, the announcement, the nominations were revealed for the 96th Annual Academy Awards. Yeah, big showing for Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, really strong showing. Also followed by Killers of the Flower Moon, Barbie, and Poor Things. Coming up soon, March 10th, hosted for a fourth time by Jimmy Kimmel. Want me to go through just the big categories?
Yeah, are they the same, or are there any surprises from Golden Globes?
Really no surprises, but that's okay. I'll just do the big ones, like Best Picture, American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, which I really want you to see that movie, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and Zone of Interest. That's a lot.
It is a lot. That show, hope they work on getting that thing down to not 5 hours.
Let's just say it's going to happen.
Yeah, it will.
It's always like 11:30 my time, but then your time, it's way past midnight.
Yeah, it goes long.
Best Actor, tough category, Bradley Cooper, Coleman Domingo, Paul Giamatti, Cillian Murphy, Jeffrey Wright. Everyone's saying it's between Cillian Murphy and Paul Giamatti. I mean, I love Paul Giamatti, but it's got to go to Cillian Murphy. Best Actress, Annette Bening, Lily Gladstone, Sandra Hula, Carey Mulligan and Emma Stone. Supporting Actor, Sterling K. Brown, Robert De Niro, Robert Downey Jr., Ryan Gosling, Charles Melton, and Mark Ruffalo. Oh, Best Supporting Actress. Here we go. Emily Blunt, Danielle Brooks, America Ferrera, Jodie Foster, Divine Joy Randolph, who's been winning all the other categories. We'll see.
It used to be so different, even 10 years ago when you would win an Academy Award versus now, because people don't go to the movies. I know it's a different experience now on the small screen when you eventually get to it. I just think it's such a different thing now.
I think you're right, especially if you have these movies that really were meant to be seen on the big screen.
Yeah, it's different.
And you're watching them at home.
Yep.
Well, I can't do the Oscars without doing the Golden Raspberries. Those are like the worst movies of the year. Guess who got nominated and in the lead? Expendables.
Ooh.
Guess who watched it?
No one?
Me.
Oh, you did?
I watched it. It's always a fun ride. The film earned 7 nominations for Razzies. Expendables, one of the movies competing for Worst Picture. Other nominees, some I hadn't even heard of. The Exorcist Believer, Meg 2, The Trench, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, poor Winnie.
Other actors, Jon Voight, Russell Crowe, Helen Mirren, as well as repeat offender Sylvester Stallone, Megan Fox, and Jennifer Lopez. Why you got to go hate on Jennifer Lopez? I love her.
That's a good list.
It is a good list. Now, something you and I have been watching, and now I'm sort of like a rabid fan, is that author Harlen Coben.
Oh, that dude.
He does these mystery novels, and they're all over Netflix. And because of how well Fool Me Once did on Netflix, now they're like ordering up more stuff from this author. 2 based on Missing You, one of his books, and Runaway. It's going to be happening very soon on Netflix.
The thing is he has been doing this for a long time, and he's got, over 10 on Netflix, and they're the ones that they feature that pull you in. They have a great trailer. They're kind of dark and mysterious and beautifully shot, and it just pulls you in.
Well, I have to say that Fool Me Once has had 61 million views globally in the first 2 weeks. If you haven't seen that one, you need to see it. And then I've been sort of binging his other ones. Have you watched The Stranger?
I have.
I thought that had a great ending. They always have these like surprise endings. I've also seen Safe with Michael C. Hall, Dexter. And I've seen Stay Close. So I'm binging all of them. So just go to Netflix and look up Harlan, Harlan, Coben, Coben.
Yeah, that Fool Me Once is hard to stop watching. And then when you get to the ending, you're going to be looking at the TV going, what?
Same with The Stranger.
I don't know how you could see it coming. It's good stuff.
This has to be one of the strangest things I've read in a very long time. They're cute and they're fuzzy, but they can kill you. Yeah, Jamie Dornan visiting Portugal with an encounter with an exotic and toxic caterpillar. It put him in the hospital with sort of heart attack symptoms. This is his friend Gordon Smart. He was also rushed to the hospital, same symptoms. They told the BBC, the good, the bad, and the unexpected podcast, Smart said that they thought, we just went out and had too many drinks last night. No. Listen about this run-in with caterpillars.
Turns out that there are caterpillars on golf courses in the south of Portugal that have been killing people's dogs and giving men in their 40s heart attacks.
Wow.
It turns out we'd brushed up against hairy processionary caterpillars and I'd been very lucky to come out of that one alive.
Wow, a caterpillar?
Caterpillar?
Put you down that far?
That's crazy. I want to play some audio for you. This is an artist who is putting out new music, but the first song in 17 years.
Oh, I love these.
17 years. It's coming out February 1st, so just around the corner. Listen to this. Tell me who this is, Barnes.
Tell you I'm going to. Hell, I don't know. So I'm trying to come like what? It's kind of a downer melody.
But who is it? It's very familiar. Think about it.
Barry Manilow.
Piano.
Elton John. Yeah, he's put music out.
You're
in
close. You're close.
Piano. Billy Joel.
Billy Joel.
Is
First
it?
song in 17 years.
Okay, well, that totally sounds like a Billy Joel song.
Yeah, he teased it on Instagram. It's called Turn the Lights Back On. The last song was in 2007. He put out 2 singles, All My Life and Christmas and Fa-La-La, or Fal-U-La. And then he hadn't put anything out since 93 with River of Dreams. Billy Joel back. More to come from Billy Joel this year, I am sure. Well, I wanted to talk to you about the first movie to ever star the one and only Britney Spears, because we're talking about movies. Did you know it's never been available on streaming?
Which?
Crossroads.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, never been available.
I'm glad I don't know.
Well, guess who's putting it out?
Who?
Finally, Netflix, starting February the 15th. Are you going to have a watch party at your house?
No, they must have paid a fortune.
How much do you think she's making for that or getting for that?
Well, I don't know. Did she produce it?
I don't know. I'll look that up. But yeah, I just thought maybe you'd be doing a watch party.
No, I'm going to pass.
This was huge news. The Rock is officially back in business with WWE. Yeah, Dwayne Johnson's been appointed to the board of directors of TKO. That is the public company that owns the WWE, UFC, TKO. In addition, they're granting him full ownership of his trademark in-ring name, The Rock, which, you know, he's such an entrepreneur. Can you imagine the merchandising agreement that comes with that?
No, due to stockpiling cash, though.
Yeah, they're saying a stock award valued at $30 million with this connection.
Good for him.
I don't really know if he needed that, though, right? I mean,
Well, who doesn't need, you always can take it.
I mean, he's The Rock, you know? Madonna has been sued by 2 fans over the start time for her celebration tour, the one in Brooklyn last month. The fans filed a lawsuit against her, accusing her of false advertising due to the fact that the ticket said the show would start at 8:30. She didn't hit the stage till 10:30. They're suing for unspecified damages, cold hard cash. You think that'll settle out of court or just thrown out of court?
It's got, unless you get a judge that I guess doesn't like Madonna.
Think about Guns N' Roses, though. They would not go on till 1 a.m.
Nothing these days, though, would surprise me. People getting technical on, times and stuff like that. In the past, yeah, thrown out of court. But these days, you never know.
Valerie Bertinelli reportedly has been axed by the Food Network show Kids Baking Championship. She's pretty bummed by it. She says the network basically ghosted her instead of giving it to her straight. Quote, there were never any talks, so no talks could be stalled. Now, apparently the Food Network said that they had just not contacted her. Now, you're an actor. You've done acting. If you're in like a series role and then all of a sudden you're ghosted, is it their obligation to come back to you and say, hey, we're not renewing your contract?
Well, someone should say something. When on Prison Break, my boss got killed on the show, and I didn't know until I read the script, and then that was it. My role was done because I was like his henchman. And so once I knew he was dead, I knew that it wasn't coming back. So they don't tell you. They just keep paying you until they're done paying you.
She said, I got a text from a third party on Friday that told me I would not be back. LOL, I was basically ghosted.
I don't know what algorithm is attached to me on TikTok, but for some reason I see Valerie Bertinelli's TikToks, and she's been on there. She's heavy. Like when she starts talking to the camera,
it's pretty, yeah.
It's always something pretty heavy, and this is her thing that she was going like yesterday or the day before, whatever. And I don't know why they're showing them to me, but she's very upset about the TikTok or the Pancake Wars. What is it she hosted? The Baking Wars?
Well, maybe she wants you to reach out to her.
I'm here for you, Valerie, but that's just move on. You'll be okay.
Really funny story about Ryan Gosling. Think about if this happened today. Ryan Gosling's Kennergy. He said when he was a kid, his vibe was more G.I. Joe. He did this interview more than a decade ago. He admitted that he was suspended from school in first grade for being, let's just say, a bit aggressive. He had just seen First Blood, the Sylvester Stallone movie.
Yeah.
And it made such an impression that he filled up his Fisher-Price magic kit with steak knives, brought them to school, and then threw them at all the other kids. He said, quote, "I thought we were in the movie. I'm not proud of this, but I did learn a lesson. I was suspended from school. My mother said I could have watched R-rated movies anymore, that I couldn't." You imagine doing that today?
Yeah, he saw his creativity super early.
Today, you would have just been suspended, indefinitely.
Truth.
Sammy Hagar was on Finding Your Roots, and he found out what his real last name is.
I don't know this show, but what do? They investigate you? Do you have to give them DNA or something? How do they find what they're looking for?
That's what it sounds like. If it's called Finding Your Roots, it's almost like an Ancestry.com thing.
Man, I would think rock stars would be the last to give up their DNA to start
Sammy Hagar.
You never know what's coming out. So his last name is not Hagar?
No.
Sammy, this chart shows the total number of men found with the surname Hagar who match your Y DNA signature.
0. How can that be?
Sammy, genetically, you are not a Hagar.
Get out of here.
You want to find out what your real biological surname is?
Yes.
What I'm about to introduce you to is 100% certain, because you are not a Hagar. Please turn the page.
I'm a Belcher?
You are a Belcher.
Oh, my God.
Your Y DNA matches 27 men with the surname Belcher.
Wow.
You are Sammy Belcher.
What a trip.
That still kind of has a ring, though, with Hagar Belcher.
How did they find that out?
That is really weird. I guess he would have to give them something to be able to trace back in the lineage.
Sammy Belcher.
What a trip.
That's your celebrity sleaze.